My wife and I went to UPMC Harrisburg in January for the birth of Theodore, and he was born on January 14th. And we brought him home 24 hours later. We had a great experience. All 4 of our kids have been born at UPMC Harrisburg. And it turns out that I was probably sick at the time. It's hard to say when, and it's hard to say how it came about. But when I got home, I started to show pretty quickly symptoms, coughing, etc., that you associate with COVID-19. And then I lost my sense of taste and smell, and that's when I knew. But in the meantime, everyone from our families had come to see the new little guy, and unfortunately came away sick themselves. So there were a number of members on both sides of the family who ended up contracting COVID. It took a while, but I kept declining steadily. By January 19th, I had tested, 5 days after his birth, I had tested positive, and I contracted double pneumonia. I went to the emergency room at UPMC West Shore, which is closer to my home actually, and was admitted. They did 2 different sets of x-rays. It was actually a couple days apart, and decided to admit me to UPMC West Shore. And that was on January 31st, Sunday. And unbeknownst to me, my mother was admitted on the same day. She had 2 negative tests, so we believed that her symptoms were not COVID, but it turns out that they were. She was 80. Her name was Janice, and she was 2 floors below me. She was on the 3rd floor and I was on the 5th floor. And it was something of a story at the time that we were both admitted on the same day. Holy cow. It was something of a story at the time, and my mom at first was doing okay. She was on a lot of oxygen, and I would get reports that she was talking the nurse's ear off, and I heard good things that were in character for my mom. But on the night of February 2nd going into February 3rd, things simply fell apart. And within a matter of hours, we feared that we were going to lose her. She was placed on a ventilator, and the staff told me that they could get me down at 10:30 in the morning to see her, take me down 2 flights. And then they came at 9:30, and they said, we have to go now. And God love them, they got me in all the gear, and they got me down there. I mean, it was quite an operation because of the protocols, but they did it. And not only that, they went out into the world and got my sister, Susan, and they brought her into the hospital. So we met there together at the same time. And we had 15 minutes with my mom. And we got to say the things to her that we needed to say, you know. And she passed away around 10 o'clock in the morning, that morning. And of course, I was isolated due to COVID, due to the pneumonia and all of the safety protocols. So, except by phone, I couldn't grieve with family and friends. And it's one of those stories where you go in for one of the happiest moments of your life, and you're in the middle of a terrible situation which has affected so many millions of people around the globe and in our nation, in our own community. And sometimes you don't think it's going to be you, but it was us. And that's where UPMC West Shore really came into play, because I couldn't have family with me physically. So, hey, yeah, I couldn't have my family with me physically. So instead, the nurses and the staff on the 5th floor, they came regularly. They became my family, and they were my point of contact, and they made sure that I had everything I needed, not only for my medical care, but emotionally and spiritually. Emotionally, they were with me all the way. I can't say enough for the level of care and for the types of care that I received. I spent 5 days in the hospital. I was out of work 6 weeks. I'm still recovering, but I got through one of the hardest moments of my life because of the staff and the mission that they lived at UPMC. So God bless them. I'll never forget them. I can tell you that.